Good morning. I come from a workspace early this morning. This is how many of my mornings begin. I'm just working on a few things where injustice has constantly been dealt to me. Observed by others, but was that tactic? I don't know. Now you never know, you see. Anyhow, for what I'm about to discuss this morning, the fact that homelessness is real. Homelessness is a very rampant thing, in America. However, my personal findings and numbers and statistics don't lie, is that this is not in essence what this video is about, okay? But this is just something that I want to point out, okay? Homelessness, in fact, again, is real. However, in my findings and my conversations, first and foremost, it's also stated once again, numbers and percentiles and statistics do not lie, okay? When people and mouths do, numbers don't. They never do. Honey, you can look it up. Anyhow, it's a lot of people who, as I've also stated in a former video, I didn't go on about that, who across the nations, choose to not do anything with themselves, their finances, get any type of formal education, licensing degree, certification, just anything of the sort. And it's like, well, I'm choosing to not take care of myself. Well, I'm just going to lean on and rely on those who work hard every day, who go to school, who finish, who come out to make a difference in their own lives and their families' lives, the community around them, and the world abroad. Okay, and we're having a lot of issues with that, and the number is growing prior to inflation, prior to Corona, okay? A lot of people want to use that and still use that as a prominent excuse and things like that to not get on their up and up in terms of doing what it is they need to do for their personal success. Because success is up to you, okay? It's not up to anyone else. It's not up to the government. It's up to you, all right? It's not off the taxpayers' dollars. It's up to you, okay? Now, with that being said, I understand that, everyone is aware, who look at numbers, who are social workers, know that there are many people who just choose to sit on their blessed assurance all day, every day, do absolutely nothing, and yet come and mooch and leech off of the system, okay? Which is supported by all of our tax dollars, from the CEO all the way to the janitor included. That's a job, Someone's got to do it, as I've stated before, all right? However, understanding that and keeping that in mind, the moochers, as I call them, the leechers, I understand that over time, as personnel saw that this is a problem and, you just want to sit up and use drugs all day, you want to sell your food stamps and things like that in exchange for drugs and alcohol and things of that nature, it's like it's becoming that is a pandemic right there in itself. That is an epidemic itself, okay? And it has contributed ginormous numbers, ginormous percentile to our national debt, okay? Anyhow, so taking that into consideration, I also take into consideration that entities and personnel, abroad, here in DC and abroad, are close monitors of that, of personnel who don't want anything. They just want everything for free. Washington, D.C., I'm going to go with the head. Starting with the House of Representatives, the personnel, again, that I have not found any fault with personally, because I haven't talked with them personally, okay? Everyone can't leech off of the government, okay? Your hard-earned dollar belongs to you, okay? Now, some taxes, quite naturally, yes, you're going to have to pay. But all of them, just this huge numberage and percentile, this is ridiculous, and it's continuing to get more ridiculous, okay? Anyhow, and also it's your responsibility as an American, as a person living abroad as well, who decides to come to America, what have you, whoever, no one is exempt. It's up to you to learn about, business and life and economics and things, and supporting trade and goods and supply, demand, and things like that. Jobs that are, projected to do well and increase by such and such a year versus the la. I mean, that's up to you. Your success and how you handle the finances that you come into is up to you. It's a lot of misnomers about rich and wealthy people that I want to knock down a little bit. For one, so happens to be our president, Donald J. Trump. And Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book, Configured, and it's named and stated, here's why we want you to be rich. Because they know the misnomers that's out there, that rich people are greedy, they're nasty, they like poverty, they want to see you in poverty, and everything like that. But if everyone is working towards, success, if done right and continued, it can give birth to riches. It really can, But anyhow, with that being said, 6 minutes into the video now, I just, again, wanted to state that I understand that personnel who work in social work and stuff like that, and somewhat above them and everything, they know of people who try to come in and get over and stuff like that. And it's not right, and something has to be done about that, A lot of people like to claim, oh, disabled. As soon as you mention job, oh, I'm disabled, I apply for Social Security and stuff like that. But I'm nuts all of a sudden, when personnel know that you're likely to be being watched, and monitored to see the accuracy, that you constantly go to your doctors, Social Security's doctors and things like that, to try to get some type of permissible pass in order to say forth how crazy and lunatic you are in order to get payment of which you haven't put much or hardly anything, sometimes nothing, into the system because you want a free ride. Let's just be real. Okay? Listen, I don't have time for the bullshit. That's it. All right? Anyway, moving right along. So, with those things being understood, amongst many others as well, I just wanted to come on and say that personnel abroad, not just here, but abroad as well, in my many, studies, watching, observance, listenings, some private investigations, I have found that personnel who deal in the social work field are very, how should I put it, like discreet or very choicey in who they assist. Now, I've always personally had a motto of, I don't mind helping someone who's willing to help themselves. If I see real sincere effort and things like that, I don't mind helping. Because sometimes you can need a hand up in spite of all the things that you've done right, in terms of your education. Knowledge is power. Where have we gone wrong in that? I need to gear us back to that, because that's some nonsense. The more you know, the more you grow. The more you know, the more you earn. Like, come on. And this very highly competitive job market and things like that, I've always been a stickler on doing things to make yourself marketable, doing things to not only keep abreast, but hey, even get ahead, because things are subject to change. Look at this economy, what I'm saying? And a large, ginormous percentile is of aiding people who don't want to aid their goddamn selves. I'm just going to say it. Like, come on. Let's be real. Let's be frank here, okay? Anyhow, so it's a lot of things that go on, that shouldn't. Some things I had an understanding of, but then when it hit me, it's like, wait a minute. I don't deserve that. Why are you speaking to me of that way? Why are you not informing me of various things that is in fact available to me and things of that nature? Okay, I'm going to pause the video one moment. And as I return, domestic violence is a very serious issue, okay? It's real and it's very serious. And a lot of times it's very life endangering. However, with that, we do have a lot of people who fake domestic violence cases and stuff like that in order to finesse the system and all this, in order to, get compensation and free housing and all this other stuff, okay? I'm not unaware of these things. I know the tactics of people. Like, I've been doing this for some time now, okay? Um, yes, trained, skilled, educated, what have you all that. I'm very energetic as well, okay? I'm trying to get the nation to understand that, as I've said in other videos, that spirituality past the church four walls is very real, okay? Crafts, witchcraft, magics and stuff like that, a lot of it dark, is very real and is very rampant, all right? Y'all need to understand that. And so psychics, in fact, do exist. I'm one of them. There has been many cases reported in times long ago. You don't really hear from them anymore. Per who, though? I know it's not from way, way, way high up. That I know. I energetically know that. But psychics do help personnel when investigators have done all that they possibly can, from the sarge to captain to everyone, in order to figure out and solve crimes and things like that, the missing keys and components to what this case needs in order to be solidifiedly presented, everything done out the way it needs to be, or what have you, get who's involved, or what have you, law. People of gifts, okay, of psychic gifts that's really knocked and not really acknowledged a lot, have helped, in fact, many cases in times past, okay? I am one, again, I'm a very energetic person. It's a gift, all right? And it's something that, I just have a very good, strong gut and instinctual feeling about me, And I also find that just amongst humanity, if something doesn't feel right, that means that it's not right. In spite of how it looks, in spite of all the bells and whistles, in spite of the smiles, the calm face, and everything like that, if it does what they're doing and saying to you, what they're trying to give and offer you, or what they're withholding and not trying to give to you, whichever way, if it doesn't feel right to you on the inside, that means it's not right, without you being a psychic, very open, energetic type of person, okay? And since I've been here in DC, since this is what this is about, I have experienced a lot of that, from July of 2022 when I landed down in up until now. Sporadically, but a whole bunch of times. Too many to count at this point, I'm gonna pause the video again. Going back to domestic violence. When something can in fact be true, proven, police report, all this other stuff, back trail, paper trail and everything, you're supposed to get compensation for the sake of your safety, to ensure that, if you need relocation, if you need that compensation, is there, it's available to you. You don't have to go through a lot of red tape. You don't have to, no one's supposed to be playing, all this, giving you the runaround type of thing. You go do this and it's something else. You going, now, is this all that I need to do? Yeah, come back with this, and you come back with the legitimate documents and all this other stuff. You're supposed to get the aid and assistance that you need. In fact, I do understand, like I said, people do play a lot in order to get a lot when them and their boo, have banded together to try to, hey, just don't press charges, type of thing. And some personnel, even I found, they use alias personnel. That motherfucker's not even real. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. However, I had opened myself up to love here in Washington, D.C. Much earlier this year. Or was it last? Heck, I can't remember. But anyhow, I met this guy. Seemed like a really cool person. My type and everything. A little nerdy. Had feminine-like tendencies. I like that. And so we began to talk. We kind of hit it off and everything. And I found out later on that they are a funeral home owner, co-owner, or something like that. And things were going good at first, but then it switched. on me. They began to talk to me in a very condescending, belittling, berating type of way. Treatment as well, very harsh, abrasive, very, come on, snatch around, hurry up, all of a sudden out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, I took it. I just ate it a lot. But then when I couldn't take it anymore, I gently said, listen, I don't like the way that you speak to me. I'm a very kind person, and I'm too good for you. I'm too good for you, Eugene. I'm too good for you. Norris Green. And he said he was gonna work on it or something like that, but in fact it got worse. But love is blind, guys. I want y'all to understand that. It can be blind when, although a strong, top-tiered person, I desire love too. Everyone is deserving of love. We're kind of made and fashioned to not only need that, but it's supposed to be available to us, Yeah, you do have to watch who you love and everything like that, but if everyone just ruled and governed themselves and treated others how they wanted to be treated, this world as an entirety will be a much better place. Quite naturally, even amongst all of that, some things can arise, but it's how you work through your problems. It's how you talk and communicate, It's how both parties are willing to give and, give a little, sacrifice a little, compromise a little and stuff like that, where both parties win as much as possible equally, simultaneously. It can happen. You just have to have both parties who are willing, And if it's anything undisclosed on either end of either party, of where they've sincerely had a certain type of a childhood or upbringing or environmental or the lack thereof, I used to see daddy hit mama every day, and it really bothered me. You had to seek out, just different stuff, guys. A lot of different variables. It's like people have to seek out the help that they need. We can't be so big and bad and, oh, I don't need help, ain't nothing wrong with me, when in fact it is some things behaviorally that you could go seek therapy and counseling for, and they help you to probe and understand why it is that you feel this way, why it is that you act and conduct yourself this way, when everyone can see it but you, type of thing. You see what I'm saying? And everyone can get the help and healing that they need, reach into their higher power, whatever that will be. But hell, nowadays I say reach inside. And then, Marilyn Manson, she says, look inside. She never gears you to a God or a Satan. She just says, look inside, And I'm with that too. And then, if you need if you need any help further than that, look to a higher power and the universe. I look to the universe now, because there's a such thing as universal law. There's a such thing as Murphy's Law. It's a lot of different laws. We're learning about the manifestation laws, the law of attraction, the law of assumption. It's different laws, guys. We need to tap into all of those because they're beautiful, and they're right, But anyhow, domestic violence is real. And I've been a victim of that, and I didn't deserve, But I was aware of how this person was treating me, but I couldn't let go for some reason. I was hoping that, with the girl's sincere cry as well, I hope he changes type of thing, And it had got so serious where, he would do better for a while in terms of the treatment and everything like that. But so it had me going, oh, we're going to be fine, And he, we wanted to make a baby and everything together, and we were working on that, And until one night, we went out to eat and everything, Until one night, he just really flipped the script on me. That whole day, actually, leading into the night. Plus all the other issues that I had brought to his attention, I asked him to please stop. And so, when he had done so much things to disrespect me on purpose. But the moment I turned it back on him, he says, don't talk to me like that. Don't treat me like, because I said in my mind, okay, I'm thinking he's playing. Like sometimes this whole shenanigans up here, they pose like they're just playing with you. And, oh, you can't take a joke. That's where I devised the whole thing of narcissism. Because that's a first immediate trait of narcissisticness. If a person is doing and treating you any type of a way, shape, form, or fashion that you don't like, doesn't look good, doesn't feel good, doesn't sound good, but the moment you acknowledge it in terms of your disapproval of it, even if you're kind about it, they mean, oh, you can't take a joke. I'm just playing. Dang, lighten up. You know, things of that nature. However, I am reminded that personnel up here are actors and actresses. We had a lot of lovely, wonderful people who are in front of the cameras, okay, who have been birthed out of Howard University. Taraji P. Henson, you know, oh my God, the greats, guys, the greats. You know, so I took that into consideration. And it's like some of them, like even per film, not real life, but per film, like sometimes even if they could be like playing a villain or like have a little villain tendency sometimes or something like that, or within this certain sector of it, but maybe she gets it together later on. Like, you're still rooting for her because she's a fucking Howard University bitch. Like, I love my people. You see what I'm saying? Like, like something like, oh, it wasn't right, but they did her, so shit, I'm gonna get my motherfucking revenge, bitch, you know, type of thing. You know, it's per movie, per this is not real type of thing, you know? And so in my conclusion of things, on a very serious note, in my findings and various things, various people, this relationship, other acquaintanceships, jobships, and everything like that, out and about, I'm finding that all these people have like that type of acting that they learn early in order to, and I find they mingle it with magic as well in order to like really have you going, get you to trusting, and it's psychology as well, and that can really behoove you because it won't feel right, but everything else lines up right. You see what I'm saying? And I'm energetic. I feel it immediately. However, because I always look for the good first and the right first, in spite of what I feel, you know, I've given so many people the benefit of the doubt, so many people, countless times and chances to get it right, I guess, you know? And this person I was just describing earlier is one of them, quite naturally. And I'm also sensing that they have found a way to energetically, probably with magic, it's gotta be, induce your mind, your brain, with a substance, serotonin and like dopamine. Those are happy, go lucky feelings. Okay, you guys know anything? I'm not saying y'all gotta go to be a doctor, but that would be great. You know, hey, we need some more of those. But you all need to understand at least the gist. Remember the gist I talked about? You need to understand the gist of psychology, okay? You also need to know the gist of human anatomy. That's important. You got a body, y'all. Y'all need to know these things, okay? The gist, you know, the vast gist of it. You all need to know. And the brain and how it works, you know, a gistful overview. You know, these are chemicals in your brain, serotonin and dopamine and things like that I have speculated. And at this point, I'm concrete about it. That they utilize when they're amid fucking with you. Showcase a smile. in some kind of a way by way via magic. I told you it's both. Come through and give you these good feelings. Like, oh, it's okay. Girl, you know, we play too much up here, you know. La, la, la. Okay? And I'm seeing a pattern. And also, one time when I was in Virginia, Alexandria to be specific, I'm wondering, was that a setup too? Okay? I'm being followed. In order to be targeted, you got to be followed. Your phone has to be hacked as well. The reason why a lot of things that they vividly saw my phone recording ended up either missing, muffled, slurred, or reverb. Okay? So, one trip to Alexandria, Virginia, not one to be seen by this person, my domestic violence abuser. You know, we were trying to make a baby, and it was a long, hard day how he was treating me. And eventually, he ended up getting on top of me. Mind you, he's like 6'1", at least 6 feet. He gets on top of me. Both of his knees embedded in my chest, and he's constantly striking me in the face. Constantly. You know, and again, he doesn't know I'm a trained professional. I know when someone is trying to take your life. Okay, he was trying to kill me. He was definitely trying to kill me. About a pizza. Yeah. He had been fucking with, toying with, finagling with me all day up until that night. And then all the prior days too, they do you like this. Okay. When I had finally had enough, because I was about to annihilate him right there in that restaurant when he was giving all kind words and kind energy and kind arrogance to another lady worker behind that pizza counter. When you talk to me like shit, you treat me like shit, you showcase me as shit every day. I've talked to you about it. It may appear to get better like for the first couple hours, maybe a day or so, but then here it comes. Here it comes. And I could, again, I'm energetic. I could feel that you're doing that on purpose. You're being ultra kind, very sweet, very mannerable while you're talking to her, giving her compliments and everything like that. They know psychologically, in a way, terms of relationally, what those type of things can do via knowing they're already treating you that way. I just think they want me to pack my things and leave. I do, at the end of the day, from the time I got here to this moment. But going back, that was the icing on the cake. And I threatened him. I said, bruh, out of everything else that I'm dealing with everyone else in Washington, D.C., now including him, and leading up to this, I threatened him. I sure fucking did. I said, I forgot what all I said. Because sometimes I blank out sometimes. That's why I have to be careful how I move around people, because I don't need a blackout. I don't need that. And what I would get as a result of my blackout, I wouldn't even deserve. You see what I'm saying? That's why I have to speak out now. That's why I have to speak out now. Because it's gotten to that point. And see, the thing is, that's the point. They're trying to get me to that point. They're trying to get me to that point. Oh, we got her. Get her. Arrest her. That's the games that they play up here. okay? Now going back to this this instance at the pizzeria. You're doing this on purpose, quite nice, as I stated. And my first instinct, listen, I've got some massive control, guys. I need a round of applause. I do. My first instinct was to do something to where we're talking reconfiguration that even the best plastic surgeon could not, put back together. Okay. Right there, amid on that counter. But I refrained. And I hurled insults in place. And I'm sure, I know I threatened, I will F you up for the people you're stunting in front of, And she's back and stuff like that. I didn't know that it was planned. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I know I'm being fucked with, period. I know that much. But why? And the continual basis. And then they come through with smiling, happy, dopamine, serotonin embedded spaces. Like, listen, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I damn sure didn't clock all that at this time. This was like September of, year before last type of thing. I know something ain't right. I just think these people, for whatever reason, choose to be off the rocker and choose to treat you like that. But then if you just hang in there a bit, you'll get a smile from them again. Y'all get back on good talking terms again. It'll be as though, what we encountered, that can be water under a bridge type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Ran over. And so, this is my best friend. It's water, technically. It's a vaporization version of nicotine. It's the cleanest you can get your hands on, okay? Someone put somewhere, you can't trust everything on Google. Oh, it causes popcorn lung. I beg to differ. No, it doesn't. Okay? I know that, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I'm just everywhere with this. Listen, I'm just coming on talking. Okay? But with legitimacy to it. It gives you popcorn lung. No, it was threatening cigarette sales. Okay? That's where that comes from. That's all. This can't give you popcorn lung. Because, bitch, I feel like I got, the Red Bull's fucking slogan, gives you wings. I can run with this. Now, smoking cigarettes that I also enjoy, I can't run, any faster, I should say. Something I'm just gifted or blessed or whatever you want to call it, I can run. But I can't run faster. With this right here, shit, I feel like I can run a little bit faster with it. If this give me popcorn lung, no, hon, that's not accurate. Anyway, god damn. So anyway, going back to this whole thing of, I thought I was going to fuck him up. And of course, no one knows everything I have been through. Just by saying that, to my defense, I would say, oh, that's jargon. Oh, that's slang. You can't really, I know how to work this when nothing is working for me. You see what I'm saying? But I refrained from doing what the fuck it was that he more than fucking deserved. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, listen. End of the night, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I know at the end of that night, I told that lady, cancel the order. After he walked out the store. Disrespecting me further. I'm like, give me my storage keys. Give me my keys. I ain't giving you shit, bitch. Excuse me? Give me my keys. I ain't giving you nothing. You know what? And then he ended up getting him and flinging him over across the way. So I go fetch him like a dog or something. That's what he did. Because I was letting him use my storage unit. I gave him the key, code, everything. You know, hey, you can share them. But anyhow, that, her and some other things storming off, that's when I went back. I'm going to get something out of the deal now. Come on, man. I went back to that restaurant and I said, cancel the order. He doesn't want it anymore. Cancel. We already made it. Cancel the order. She said, okay. And so I walked out. I go across the street, go up some, waiting on him. He goes back in there and gets the pizza. Bitch, I said cancel the order. You know? Cancel the order. It's the inside thing, y'all. How the fuck you go in there and get a pizza that's been canceled? I'm with you. You see we're together. Cancel the order. And mind you, I bought stuff for this person many a times, because although I'm the girl, they're the guy, I look at them like it's my girlfriend. Like, I'll spend whatever you want, baby, what you want to eat, you know, what you want to drink. You know, I got us a nice hotel, a decent hotel, you know, at the Holiday Inn Express in Silver Spring, of which they took my $100, $150, whatever it was, deposit, said they're going to put it back. They didn't. I was waiting on them. I just said, whatever, let them have it. Let them have it, you know. It's fucking bullshit. But anyway, whatever you want, baby, you know. But anyway, she didn't cancel the order. That moron got the pizza in her hand and was like walking, like, with this whole type of air that you put on, like, I got the pizza anyhow, bitch. Like, you ain't stopping nothing. And when I saw it, I said, oh yeah. I feel myself trying to black out. I can't let that happen. But I need some form of justice at this point, okay? I walk up to him. I say, hey, come here. Oh, you want some pizza? Pizza was in his hand. I didn't touch him. I touched the pizza box. And I flipped it out of his hand like that. This man got on top of me. Well, before that, I think I did swing off on him. If my memory serves me correctly. No, I think he came for me first. I think he come for me first. And in a combative thing, I combat. Yeah, he did come for me first. Why the fuck you knocked that piece of box out of my hand? I paid $30. And then, now mind you, he nudges and pushes and shoves on me all the time. In private and in public. No one does or says nothing. A pizza box, man? So, he comes for me first. It happens so fast. I'm so fast with my ends. I ended up knocking him to the ground because he come for me physically, violently. And so, hell, you could have knocked the purse off my shoulder. Like, that would be fair. Even though I've been treated unfair this whole fucking time. Knock something off me, y'all. Knock my turban off. And that's my head. But I don't give a fuck. Just, you touching me, not my purse. Object for object. Let's be fair. You could have knocked the purse off my shoulder, man. So it happened so fast, he ends up on the ground. I said, I must have come back to myself. This is my baby. I love him. In spite of what all I've been through prior to that night, this whole day leading up into the night, the grand finale of the night, I knocked him to the ground. I think quick on my feet. I looked up. I saw oncoming trap. I knocked him into the street, the side of it, but enough where he's a long person. I see oncoming traffic coming. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. And after I helped him up, that's when he got on top of me. Oh my God. Listen, I'm not gonna break down, man. That fool got me fucked up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Anyway, he got on top of me, his knees at my chest, and started to beat me relentlessly, cocking back as far as he could, aerodynamically, bruh. I get in the ring, I do this. I do this! Cut back as far as he could. He's trying to fucking kill me. Ain't gonna be ragging me. You will knock that piece out my hand. Bow, bow, bow. And as he's talking shit and hitting me constantly, there's somebody behind comes up, another male figure. Yeah, I saw the whole thing. She knocked that piece out your hand. You pay, that's a lot of money for the pizza. How the fuck you know how much that pizza costs, bruh? They got a pizza with oxtails, smoked salmon, some Jamaican oxtail, you know, those TikTok trends type stuff. This pizza joint, I don't know if they started it or if they jumped on a bandwagon or what. I don't know. It was a 30 plus or whatever dollar pizza. I get those all the time. What's the big fucking deal? Anyway, so yeah, she deserved that shit. I said, oh really? Mind you, we're trying to make a baby together. And for the life of me, I couldn't wrap my head around it for a long time. This person that I love so much, yeah, I'm giving them extra chances. And we're trying to make a baby together. And it's like, you're on top of me, trying to beat the baby out of me or something. You're disrespecting your future child's mother. You know, so after he's on top of me, I'm screaming help. While he's on top of me, I kick him in his groin. Not kick, but I lift my leg up into his area, while though his knees are all on top of me. Your balls are right there. I'm letting you know I could fuck you up right now. Amid him being on top of me with his knees in my chest. I'm trained. I do this. So I allowed him for his ego to get the upper hand. Hopefully to squash it, but you gonna do me like this? Oh no, man, you gotta like fuck that. So I'm screaming, help, help me. I guess someone finally called the police because they ended up coming. I get in the vehicle. It's a woman. Which way did he go? He went that way. Because when the police came, he got up and he disappeared into the night. He's a magician. Okay. And so, got in the car with her. Front seat, I guess, at this time. But they had something for my ass. What did he look like? Give him the name, description, da-da-da-da. I was screaming out for help. No one helped. You got an instigator, but no one helped. No one at least helped, like, take him off of me or nothing in Washington, D.C. Yep. Yep. So anyhow, I didn't end up pressing charges because I like kind of go in and out my personalities or something. I'm there, but in terms of my decision making, that's not there all the time. In terms of not giving people what they solely motherfuckingly deserve. You know how long you go to jail? If I just tell the personnel in jail what it was that you did to me, I don't have to say do anything to them. Just tell them what you did to me. Y'all know how jail life works, man. Come on, man. Let's be real. You know what happened to you? But anyhow, if I tell they get word, you know. Anyway, so I just ride this whole thing on out. I'm hurt sincerely to my whole entire heart. You know, he ends up getting away, steals off into the night. Can't find him, won't answer the phone. Do you want to press charges? I said I should. I should. I said I think just hold off. Still after all that, hold off. I ended up seeing him again some kind of way. I can't remember all the events, but I know I started hemorrhaging. And I was asking him, listen, my stuff had recently been stolen in New Carrollton, Maryland. So I have to, my whole briefcase gone. Thank God I didn't have any files in there. I just had my personal information and my ID, my driver's license, my Floridian driver's license and stuff like that, you know, in there. And my fucking briefcase, the goddamn train station in New Carrollton, Maryland. So I was like, I don't have any money right now. And due to all the scam and frauds going on all over the universe, in America and abroad and stuff like that, it's just like, it's hard getting back into your own accounts and stuff. I don't even have an ID to submit to show forth who I am. I don't have an ID or drive. I don't have anything. I have to start from scratch. Back in the day, if you lose or get stolen per normal, my fucking life, a goddamn credit card or something, you can call the credit bureau personnel. Listen, can you cancel that card, reissue me another one? No problem, Miss Hunter, right away. You know, you ask a few questions and stuff like that. But nowadays, it's so much stuff. You know, all these scams and stuff is on the rise because people don't want to do shit with their own lives and go make a difference in their own communities. They want to steal from those who hearts beat and who are lovely, who work their ass off, trying to make sure the world is okay, trying to make sure the world is a better place. And I have to go through this type of shit. I'm not the only one, okay? I'm tired. I'm past tired. I can't believe I'm going through that type of shit in the DMV. Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Forsaking me my goddamn fucking ticket. Bitch, I paid for my motherfucking ticket. Let me on this goddamn plane. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, my God. So, I'm hemorrhaging and can you get me some toilet paper? I ain't got no money. Would you dare got some money? He works at a funeral home. He told me that he just like, you know, kind of like a minimum wage worker or some shit. Oh, let me go and look at all the shit lining that funeral home. This place funeral home. Where I finally get an open door funeral home, you know. I thought he was just a minimum wage worker, maybe a couple bucks over what he let me know. No, he's owner or co-owner to that place. You can't give me any tissue? Yeah, okay. I'm hemorrhaging your child that you beat out of me, technically. You ain't giving me any fucking tissue. And when I was, so I'm going off on him vocally. This don't make no fucking sense. How could you do me like this? You're a piece of shit. This, that, la, la, la. And he's making like I'm so, how they did it, he so happened to be an African descendant male. This was over here in Chinatown, like towards the end of it, where I get an apartment at the end of it. Anything lining up, gee, I don't know. And I need some fucking tissue. I don't have any money. What's his name? I don't have any money. What is his name? Just call him Green. Green. I don't have any money, Green. You know? My bag got fucking stolen. Like, come on, help me out here. You know, all the times I give him the credit card, swipe. Right, I was right there with him. Gave him the pen and everything, you know. I just need some tissue. I'm bleeding. You know, nothing. Need some tissue, go get some. I already told you, Green, I don't have any money. They stole my shit at the fucking train station. Like, he hurted me. And so my anger and my frustration, I'm bleeding, you don't care, you're not going to help me and stuff, you know. And so I'm belligerent. Again, an African descendant male. And then it was a white lady, Caucasian descendant woman at the Irish pub place down here, the end of age. And she said, hey, calm down. Stop hollering, stop screaming. That's not going to solve anything, okay? But you don't understand what he put me through. And then, okay, listen. So now you see how they're trying to play this thing out right here, right? Exactly. She pops up out of nowhere. I need you to calm down. And let me try to see what I can do to help you, okay? And all this other stuff. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't even hear right, even. But I hear help in a time that I really need some help, man. Whatever. So I go in there. There's tissue in our bathroom. You can go use our bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. When I tried to use it at this point, I use the bathroom. I pad myself up with tissue. And I come out. And I think they did a stunt on me. They wanted to know what was in my new purse. Nothing besides like try to find forms of ways to prove my identification, say for like bills or just stuff with my name on it, because it's hard to make movements, you know, without your identification and stuff like that. Maybe some perfume spray, my cigarettes, vapes and stuff. Yeah, I had just bought that vape. And they had did some type of an okie doke on me, a magical okie doke on me. And it made me leave my purse in the bathroom. And then as I come out, he was talking with her. And they made me read an energy that they were talking about me. And while they're playing like The black and innocent this time. They played that card, y'all. The black and innocent this time. Here's a white person going off on a black man who doesn't deserve anything but love and support. Okay, and they were showing forth judgment. And at this point, I go off again. Okay. And so he's making like, oh, since you're going off, I'm going to walk off. And I'm trying to catch up with him. And then he disappears, then reappears. Are you okay now? James. I call him James. But his name is something Green. Norris Green. I just called him James. He told me that was his name. But I found out his name by something that was on his ID. So I happened to look down. Your name's not fucking James. It's Norris. But I just called the person, what I met you as James, so I'll still call you James. And I'm like, James, what is going on? And stuff, how dare you? Where's my purse? I think I left my purse in the bathroom. Well, come on, let's go get your purse then. Let's go get your fucking purse. And so we go in the bath. I go back to the place. I say, listen, I think I left my purse in here. I go in there. It's not there. Now, that's a restaurant. We're here to pay some money to sit down and eat. This is not McDonald's. And I think it's called the Irish Channel, the Irish Pub Channel or something. And then so I go look for it. It's not there. And then I come out. I see James with my purse. James, you got my purse? How'd you get my purse? Well, all right. I got my purse. All right, I'm fine. I got my purse. And so, James, where are you going? And as he's walking with my purse, he had it on his shoulder. James! And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hadn't had any marijuana even a drink. All of a sudden, as I'm calling James's name, I thought he was just going to disappear again or something, or go where I can't find him. No, this time, James, and maybe that lady or them in there, I don't know, but I know for a fact he's involved. As I'm about to go towards James with my purse, all of a sudden, I don't know where I am anymore. It was magic. This street looked like another street, and that street looked like another street. And also within those street switchings, James also disappears. That happened to me. I never got that purse back again. They wanted to investigate what was in my purse. That's what they wanted to do. They can't never find what they're looking for. She's some kind of an undercover or something like that. They never found what they're looking for. They never find any money either. Because my fuck-ass brother has my finances locked up and etched up. I can't access them. So it's like I'm here off of my Social Security check, disability. My brother, long ago in Tennessee, caused me to have a surgery. I have 2 rods and 6 screws in my back holding me together. But yet, hey, I'm blessed, okay? I'm gifted. I'm lucky, as you call it, or whatever, So I still march on just to say I have discomfort a lot in my back. I just pop an ibuprofen or something like that, and I'll just keep going. But anyway, I don't let that stop me. So all these people out here playing disabled and stuff like that, then you can get a job, I had spiritual blockages all my life prior to coming here, per my brother, the reason why I couldn't get and keep a job of the regular sector, you know what I'm saying? Now in DC, the reason why I can't get and hold a job is DC. Down here within the regular earth and land area. They're the reason. But anyway, I've hit my 1 hour mark. And so I wanted to see how this thing goes. I went down to victims' compensation because I was sincerely hurt on the sincerely portion of it. And then I also wanted to see how it went. And so they placed Sincere at the window, and that division is located in the jurisdiction area on the red line. But anyhow, that is Sincere. I was okay until I had to talk about it. You know, because I don't let anything get or keep me down long. But see, my heart's involved now. You know, that's a different story. You know, I'm not on a battlefield. But since I've been here, I feel like I'm on one though. But they do things to make you feel comfortable. And everything's okay until there it is again. And then how you dealt with and managed how to get through the last thing. You think that you'll use that same thing. Coming from a good place for me this time. That'll work this time. No, it didn't work this time. That's something else for your ass now. And then it puts you in a place of bafflement, confused, confoundment, hurt, anger. All different kind of emotions be flying all around my head and heart. But anyway, I was fine. It had been days after the event. I was fine. Oh, and the police lady said, you need to go to the doctor. And you need to such and such. I mean, I know what I need to do, but I'm just listening. You need to go to the doctor, okay? And I went to the doctor. To get you checked over. No, I didn't sustain anything. Did he magically take those away? I don't know. Or shadow cast it from me? I don't know. But I went to the doctor. This one right here. And then this, a nurse practitioner, Emily A. Ramsher, 9/9/2024, writes some things that are very, y'all read it. Can you see it? Surely I can go in and highlight some things just in case you might miss it. And you might miss it dealing with the doctors, dealing with Medicare, personnel and stuff like that. They seem to be on your side. Like, who would get you? The doctor wouldn't get you. Hell, the doctor don't have nothing to do with this. This guy went upside your head, okay? I'm going to read it. 40-year-old female at CCNV assaulted 2 nights ago by her significant other. Police report was filed per her report. And listen, I can see physically and also I'm energetic as well. Let's try to read this together. Sorry if you can see. Assaulted 2 nights ago by her significant other. Police report was filed per her report. That's the energetic thing I call. He hit her with fists in the hand and the chest. States he sat on top of her and was punching her in the face repeatedly, but somehow you can't see anything on my face. I didn't say that. You see how that's in quotation? Somehow you can't see anything on my face. Denies LOC damage to teeth, visual change. Initially thought she was okay, but now sore in chest area and noted a small bruise on her left wrist. Being of the arts, I know when someone's trying to kill you. I did state that. Wonders if she's pregnant because she's tired and out of energy and was feeling like I want to hemorrhage or something. Right there. Stop it right there. Feeling like, bitch, I told you I was. Okay? Feeling like I want to hemorrhage or something. But I didn't. And it could be witchcraft. You see that shit? It's in your face. It's in your face. I'm not a victim of conspiracy. All hands on deck. Different agencies, people, personnel, entities. Oh, baby, come on now. I'm not being targeted. I'm not a part of conspiracy. Bitch, how am I not? She is unsure if she is safe because they move around in same circles. I told these individuals this person frequents the other places that I also frequent and stuff like that. She is unsure if she is safe because they move around in same circles. I utilize the terminology frequent. That is a very well-known term in terms of anything, let alone someone of a domestic violence. Emily A. Ramsher, nurse practitioner, okay? Another Caucasian descended white lady. I'm not one to pick out race, but damn it, if I sense something, I'm going to say it, and that's it. Slept at Adams last night. Adams Place is a shelter in Washington, D.C. It's technically the Department of Human Services there, but they also offer shelter for women in one corridor of it and on the opposite end for the male personnel. Slept at Adams last night, but isn't sure if she can do that consistently. Requested to see social worker, reason domestic violence shelters. I was seeking domestic violence shelters, of which the police did not even aid me to one or anything like that. PH crew, below known age bipolar, not on meds. State she used to be with Kanar, but now Springleaf. Oh, Springleaf got something coming for their ass. Not suicidal. Nursing. Are you taking OTCs, herbal supplements? No. Little interest and pleasure. Little interest, but not feeling down or depressed. Okay, but we pretty much got the gist of what this bitch was trying to fucking say. Okay. Now it goes to, this is the war on the homeless. Again, as I stated, might as well consider it a disclaimer. I understand that homelessness is an issue where motherfuckers don't make it an issue to take care of their own issues and want to live off everybody else. Some that do drugs all goddamn day. Did I not say that? Everyone in every state knows how this homeless shit pretty much goes, okay? But under my past medical history, this bitch says, frequent boils, lack of housing, bipolar, Kanar, not on meds, 824, she goes to Springleaf, obesity. Medical history. What are you trying to say and connote, doc? Going on down, hospitalization and major diagnosis procedures, psychiatric. Going back up here, tobacco use questions updated. Current or past tobacco use. Current everyday smoker. Yes, I am a fucking smoker. Bitch, I have to be. For one, I enjoy it, first and foremost. And then my fucking nerves, I have to do something. Current everyday smoker, type of tobacco, cigarettes per day if applicable, 11 to 15. That's what I told her. Number of years using tobacco, 1 to 5 years. Attempts to quit, never. Tried to quit. Wait, attempts to quit. And then it has never tried to quit. Bitch, I did say I did attempt to quit because I didn't want anything having that much control over me. And then this bitch says, never tried it, but trying to make like I don't know what's going on in my own brain. Okay. Psychiatric. Y'all see that term? They pull that. She's crazy type thing. See what I'm saying? Anyone of not of right, correct, sound judgment can be declared mentally impaired. So therefore, if y'all know how this shit goes. I don't even have to go there. So if you're mentally impaired, you don't have the correct eyesight, judgment, type of discretion or anything like that, then that will immediately indicate that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She's delusional. We haven't gotten there yet. Give me 1 second. I'm back. On the physical examination part down here, it is showing for adult general physical exam, constitutional alert and in no apparent distress, obese, eyes, no injection. Let me forecast you. Let me help you, okay? Just in case you don't see this beforehand. What they're trying to say is all this type of brutal beating and bashing that I literally sustained, they're trying to say that I could not possibly have sustained that. And at the end, it talks about I'm delusional. Let's go back. Constitutional alert and in no apparent distress. Obese. Eyes, no injection, no swelling around eyes. No subconjunctival hemorrhage. Ears, nose, mouth, and throat, external ears and nose normal. No visible trauma to face or teeth. Neck supple, no masses, trachea midline, respiratory normal, respiratory effort, speaking in full and complete sentences. Okay? CTA bilaterally, no wheezes, rails, or ronchi. Cardiovascular, S1, S2, no murmur, my heart. Rub or gallop, RRR, musculoskeletal normal. Gait, my muscles over the bone. Normal gait, no C-spine tenderness or step-offs. Normal ROM of L wrist, left wrist that got fucked up. No ROM of left wrist, no swelling. Skin, something that was visible, something that she knew that I could have technically took a picture of. Skin, look, big space right here, okay? And I want you to see something. Skin, a big space right here. Quarter-sized purple bruise on left wrist radical aspect. Before we go any further, skin space. What I've also noticed that they try to do up here is do something in a similitude of what they're about to do so that you won't catch that is something to catch. It's kind of hard to describe. Man, listen, these motherfuckers are dirty as fuck. Okay, going back to this. You have to see this. Skin space, quarter-sized. In terms of any evidence, right? That I guess he didn't know would be there or, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. But now it seems like it's indicating that it's trying to indicate that, because he was on my face, not my damn arms. It seemed like he's trying to indicate that I was the perpetrator. Like, he was victimized and he was trying to get my hands off of him. That's what it's trying to say here. Listen, there's street cameras everywhere in Washington, D.C. Is the footage still there? Has the footage been tampered with? Yes, it was at night, but night vision. Do they have night vision? Did you portray that they don't have night vision? So therefore we couldn't see. Which way are you going to try to play it? Let's see. So, big space right here as we talked about. But if you look up here, here's a space right here. See, here's a space right here. Hemorrhage, look, by the ears and all this. There's a space right here. regular typing and stuff like here, boom, space right here. And then see, that's not what we're trying to indicate, honey. You know, space. Look, it's spaced up here and it's spaced up here and it's spaced right there. So for this to be right here, I mean, it's just a typo. Like a matter of spacing, everything's there that needs to be, including now delusional. Psychiatric delusional thinking demonstrated. However, see, I'm not trying to come for her throat. She was calm and cooperative. If I'm coming for her, I'm going to say something other than, see what I'm saying? To make like, this is true. And in fact, this is too. So it's like, this is how I was, calm and cooperative. But bitch, I wasn't delusional. Psychiatric delusional thinking demonstrated. Like, what are you talking? Delusional? Bitch, I got hit trying to say that this whole thing, I'm nuts. I'm delusional. Police told me to go get this. I'm going to run it back. Police told me to go get this. I went and got my documents. Okay? When I say cahoots across the board, what else do I have to prove? Case closed. I'm a little worked up over this one. It's more to come. It's a lot more to come. And more than that, stay tuned.